Hey everybody, it's Joel Patty Stevens here, and I'm here with a new product that I just got, and I'm super excited. This is the Aguilar AG700 bass amplifier. 700 watts at 4 ohms, and I believe it's 375 at 8, something to that effect. I will be running it through a 4 ohm cabinet today. This is a Schroeder DG1000. It's a 12, a 10, and a horn. 1000 watts, amazing cabinet. Thank you, Schroeder Cabinets. Check them out. And let's talk about the features before we start doing some playing. That way we know what we're talking about here. So you got your input jack. You got a minus 10 dB button up there. Some call that an active passive switch or a minus 10 dB pad. That's for those that have a super hot output bass and need to bring the input down so you're not constantly clipping. I've never encountered that, and this is an 18 volt preamp in this bass, so I don't see any use for it, but some guys may need it. You got your pre-gain, or your input level, as some might call it. You got a 4-band EQ, treble, high mid, low mid, and low. And I believe that's 4K, 800, 400, and I believe 80, if I'm not mistaken. Something to that effect. You've got 2 shape filter buttons up here, and one says bright and one says deep. And these are known as the magic buttons, that Aguilar likes to call them. And I believe the bright is tuned at 3K, it's a slight boost at 3K, and the deep is at 250, a slight boost at 250. So a nice round, low mid, a great way of making your sound fatter without blowing up the preamp or blowing up your sound guy. You have an effects loop here, send and return, pretty standard. You got your master volume output. Now this only controls the master output to your speaker cabinet. It does not affect your DI out, which is really cool. That means you can manage your stage level and not affect your sound man if you use the master knob. If you use the gain knob, it will affect both, just so you know. From one sound guy to the rest of the people out there. You have a clip light that lets you know that you're clipping your input, or you would need to pull your gain back a little bit. Post pre EQ switch on the DI out. I always like to go post because the whole point is to give you the sound that I want. Pushed in is post, out is pre. XLR out, it does have a ground lift switch. Out is no lift, in is lift. You got 2 LEDs here, one that says operate, one that says status. Blue status solid means your amp is ready to go. You may see it flashing when you first turn it on, that's because the tube is warming up. You have an operate mute switch here, so when I put it in operate mode, that light comes on. It means you're ready to go. Take that off, that's a mute, and that allows you to tune silently because there is a tuner out on the back of this. On the back, simply, there's no need to even show you. There's just 2 speak-on outputs for your speakers and a 1/4-inch tuner out. That is all that is on the back, with the exception of the power button. Okay, so that is the Aguilar AG700. So let's do some playing. I'm gonna do this with my Sire P7 that is reloaded with Aguilar 5 PJ hum canceling pickups, and also the Aguilar OBP3 TK preamp. The TK meaning that gives you a toggle switch to switch your mid frequency from 400 to 800. Okay, so right now I'm gonna double check. Seems like everything is flat, that is correct. Let's put it in operate mode, turn the volume up, and let's do some playing. That's just straight up flat. Now I'm gonna push these next buttons in, the bright and the deep, simply because as a rule of thumb for me, they are always in. They do make nice changes to your tone, and they wouldn't put them if you didn't need them. That's my thought. So here we go. So it just rounds out your low mids a little bit like we talked about and gives a little clarity on that top end, yeah? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mess with EQ on here because we're really talking about this, okay? So I'm gonna boost up the treble quite a bit because I am a treble guy. Definitely cuts through, you think? Back that up. Let's add some high mid. Now this would be like a rocker thing, I think. through in a range that most people ain't at, that's a good one to use. Now you could always back it off a little bit too, and just kind of smooth out your tone. That kind of really smoothed it out really nicely, actually, to be honest. Low mid. Now this is where some mud. Low mid is to me a big determining factor. If you boost it, it's a way of warming up your tone without boosting the bass, because the bass is what's going to kill subwoofers and your speakers for that matter. But low mid can also be where you're muddy, depending on the room, and you can back off the low mid and clear it up a little bit. So let's start with a little boost on the low mid. It definitely gets a little boomy there, so I'm gonna back the low mid off, see what that does. That actually worked out really well. It's a low, back off that low mid. So I'm gonna bring it back to flat. I'll boost the bass. See what that does. Oh, that's mad fat. So it's probably too much. Now, I would never roll back the bass, but just for the sake of showing you guys what it does, here it is. Nah, it's made it thick. Never roll off the bass. Just leave it flat. If you're gonna boost it, but don't cut it. Cool. So now with this back up flat, I am gonna do just a little bit of a treble boost, bass boost on the bass here, and see what it does. Now I'm set to 400. Let's back that up a little bit. I think I'm gonna leave that there. I'm gonna flatten the mid out. I'm gonna take some high mid out and some low mid out. I'm gonna add treble, add bass. See what that does. That worked out great for me. So that's a solid tone to work with there, guys. So I'm gonna be using this for my first show tonight with my Morrissey Smith tribute band called These Handsome Devils. And we're going to be in the city of Anaheim, California. This is September 14th of 2019. I don't expect anybody in YouTube land to come. Just kind of let you know. And that's going to be a real tough room. It's a metal ceiling. There's glass off of stage right from the windows. So, and it's a very acoustically active room. So this is going to be a good indication of what this thing can do tonal shaping wise in a horrible room like that, yeah? So anyways, check it out. It's EddieStevensMusic.com. That's Eddie, STEPHENS music.com. You can always check out my bands, These Handsome Devils, tribute to Morrissey and the Smiths, Nubes, tributo a Caifanes, for all you rockeros out there, and the DeLoreans at DeLoreansBand.com. Alright guys, we'll see you soon, and TCB.